Right, well here you have it. I'm on the lookout for a new tent, one I can use all year round and one that will do all occasions. As you can see, I am bored, so I have pitched the tents I do have in my back garden. I have the Freedom Trail, which is a waterproof rating of 2000, which is not the best. A lot of room inside. I have taken this before and I have had my motorbike sitting in here. Why? I've no idea, just because I can. Plenty of room in here for 2 double inflatable beds probably. But yeah, definitely plenty of room if there's a couple of yous going motorcycle camping. But probably too large for going yourself. Unless you're like me and you like your home comforts. The good thing is the water protection is holding up well at the moment. It is 2000, which does offer alright protection, but if the rain continues for much longer it will break at some point. But the good thing is you have a complete gap between the inner tent and the outer tent, so if the rain does get in, the chances of you getting wet are exceptionally slim, because the inner tent has a separate ground sheet which is on top of the other ground sheet. So yeah, overall a very cheap tent, but has certainly lasted me well. So let's move on. I just want something a little more easier to put up. It doesn't have the very best poles or pegs. So yeah, let's move on. The wee Banshee 200. I love this tent. I cannot fault this tent except for the size. The only mistake I made with this was getting the 200. If I'd got the 300 I'd be more than happy with it. I've had this tent for years. So superior to any other tent I have. From the guy lines to the pegs to the poles, everything feels so strong and rigid. Ventilation inside it is great. Let me see. Oh. So yeah, you have 2 doors, one either side, so you can take your pick. It depends what side the view is in the morning you want to look out at. Plenty of pocket space. A zip bit at the bottom there for additional ventilation. Yeah, and it's got the tensioner guy lines inside, which give it extra protection in the wind. This tent has never ever failed me. You also get the small porch area for putting your cooking appliances and leaving your boots outside. But my only gripe is it's advertised as a 2-man. It's not a 2-man tent, it's a 1-man at the best. For motorbike touring I don't recommend it. I recommend you step up. It does do, but I step up and get the 300. Next tent I've had for a few years is the Husky Free. I've not gave it a very good test, to be honest. I've used it a few times. It's held up great. It's got a water rating of 4000, and you can see at the moment the water just beads off it, so I'm impressed with it so far. The main tests are wind and rain, and the whole shape of it looks like it's going to hold up well in the rain, but its biggest problems are, again, flimsy pegs. They just bend when you put your foot on them. And the guy lines like a bit of thread. I've got no idea why they've supplied it with such poor guy lines, especially when it is such a good rating for waterproofing. But yeah, let's go inside and have a look. So again, you have got ventilations front and back. This is a door here where you can look out, or you can use the side door, which we'll do at the moment. Again, you have your separate inner, and again, if it was to fail, you do have that gap, giving you that extra bit of protection. You have a separate, as you can see, fly sheet or mosquito net, whatever you want to call it. And yeah, plenty of room on the inside. So not much more to tell you about it, although I do like this tent, and if I don't get a new tent, this will be the one I'll be continuing to use. I'll definitely be changing the pegs and the guy lines though. But yeah, good tent. Hopefully I'll get a good test being out in the rain over the next few days. Oh god, getting up and down isn't easy. Oh. Now these are all budget tents, every one of them, and so yeah, I suppose you get what you pay for. This tent I didn't even know I had. Found it in the attic. I can't even remember using it. Yes I do, I remember using it in Ullapool years ago. It done okay. It's never been tested properly in the rain. It's a high gear Neutron 2. Guy lines are okay, pegs are flimsy, what you would expect from a cheap tent. Issues with this is it's not going to hold out in the rain. Let's go inside. Plenty of room for a two-man tent. Comfortable, and with the door open you could see the potential for a nice view. A relaxing stay. However, you can already see the outer tent pressing against the inner tent, and yeah, it's wet. So this tent's maybe been up for about an hour in the rain so far. So yeah, it's not going to hold out in any storms. It is what it is, you get what you pay for. This one, however, will be for the bin. Right, let's keep going now. Right, I have not prepared any of the tents for sleeping in tonight yet. Oh, a lot of water in here. That's because I'd left this open while it was raining. But I'll empty it out. For such a cheap tent, it's actually quite a good tent. I do like it. I just don't see it lasting very much longer. Right, sleeping wise, what do I have? I will use each of these depending on what tent I'm in. This one I use in the Banshee. This is a nice wee sleeping mat, very thin though. Be nicer if you had some soft ground. Self-inflating, open it up. Leave it, let it inflate. I have, yes, another inflatable one. Can't remember where this one came from. Again, I've had it for years. If you've got the room, it's nice to double them up actually. But this one's a lot thicker and more comfortable. But the first one's definitely more convenient. Space. A good thing to do is to, once you're letting them self-inflate, just put a little extra pressure in it, and it gives it that wee bit more comfort. I think this one's only about 20-30mm thick, but it's okay. That one we'll put into the Banshee. This one, same again. Military grade sleeping bag, keep me warm 4 seasons without a doubt. Bought this second hand years ago and love it. It's never failed me yet, that's for sure. I have the double bed inflatable Coleman's. I will sleep in here with that one, or I might use that in the other one, in the Freeman tent. So always keep a battery operated pump. And I have the Vango 4-legged camp bed. So I'll set them up and I'll show you them later. Might need new batteries. So there we have it. We've got the Coleman's inflatable double bed. On top of it we have the Adventure Ridge self-inflating mat, and we have the Skanika Outdoors self-inflating mat, and we have the Vango raised bed. Obviously that's got the more superior comfort to the rest, and a military grade sleeping bag. I actually found in one of the bags the shower, portable shower, so there you go.